Okay.
Aloha.
Aloha. So our agenda has at least 7 points that may be some other that I forget. Yeah, for sure. Okay. First, the boat at IAC 75. Then the status.
Adriano, you said you were going to put the agenda in the chat. It's not there.
Yes. I put it in the chat, but I didn't
It's
delete
there
it.
now. Okay.
Yeah. So the boat at IAC 75,
Mm-hmm.
the status of the Space 18 SDG, the campaign, the task force for the IAC 4 days, then our financial situation. Let's see if we made some progress from the last time we talked about that. Then the AC's SRI Living in Space program. Then the ethos conclusion and follow-up. And the ongoing works for COPOS. This is all what I was able to recap. Maybe some of us may have some other points to be added. Let me ring Barnhard. Maybe I don't know if he might be sleeping. Doesn't reply. I will also try on Messenger because sometimes. Oh, seems to be active now. Well, and him. Okay. He's here.
Hello. Yes, good evening.
Hello, President. How are you?
Yes, thanks for.
Hi, Barnhard. Where are you?
Yeah. Well, again. Yes, I'm surprised. Yes. So I'm in my kitchen, but yes.
In the kitchen.
I'm with you. Okay.
So are you cooking?
Yes, almost. But it's okay.
You're cooking something
Just
good?
put me some.
for eating.
Yes.
Okay, that's fine.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you. Good. So, yes, I'm preparing a trip. Say on Thursday, I go to Padova. As you know, we are bringing the habitat in Padova for an event, science for whole event for the weekend, and then after we bring it to France. Yeah. Okay. So I wonder if some of you have the opportunity to meet us in Padova. That would be nice.
I got your email, Bernard.
Yes, yeah.
Honestly, I thought to reply to you, but I have not done so far. Yeah. I think.
Okay. Okay. So yes, a lot has happened. Congratulations to Adriano also for the great achievement for the event SDG 18 in New York. And there are also a lot of development and some news. So yes, if you want to brief us also on the topic for action. That would be important.
Yes, I put in the chat my proposed points of the agenda,
Yeah.
and that was the second point. But if you like, we can make it first.
Oh,
It's the same. Okay.
Yeah.
So yes, we had the two events in New York. The first one at United Nations Plaza 777, the same place where we were in 2023, and even this year the room was generously sponsored by Hank
Roger, yeah.
Yeah, and this year it costed more. It was 1,300 euros, so it was very appreciated that he paid for that. And we had a very, very good workshop the whole day. The morning was a kind on the format of symposium with 12 minutes for each speaker to talk, and we had a good number of speakers in presence in person, and many connected virtually. I think maybe you have seen the recorded video.
Yeah, I mean, okay, we have attended to also a lot, most of it, so in particular the morning session, and then okay, there were some of the forum discussion in the afternoon.
Okay, sorry, I'm having a WhatsApp message from Gary Barnhard that is concerned about our negotiation with Mikko. So if you don't mind, I will invite him to join us.
Yes, please. Yes. Okay.
So we can. Okay, have to copy the invitation. Okay. Where I was, okay, I was telling about the 19 September event. It was very good. We had very good speeches by Frank White, by Bob Zabrin, by Rick Tomlinson, by Barnhard also, and many others. And in the afternoon, we had a panel conversation on the 5 tracks that we have chosen. It was about the critical review of the Space 2030 agenda, about space for economic and social growth, space for the Earth environment, space for the jobs, and space for the I already said the environment. Yeah, so we had conversations and dialogues on these topics, and from the discussion of both morning and afternoon, we had a text of a press release that it was released today, but the key points were also given as an invitation to discussion in the other event that was at the Jamaica consulate, and this was a side event in the frame of the Summit of the Future. It was only 75 minutes, but it was very well participated, and let me say we filled the room. And at the of the forum of the future, that is the initiative. So I'm hearing maybe Corrinne is okay. Thank you very much. so this event, our side event, was guested in the frame of the Forum for the Future, Future Forum, something like that. That is an initiative of Dr. Claire Nelson. Dr. Claire Nelson is very active at UN in several capacities and initiatives and so on. So we had a very good discussion even there, and yeah, let me say everybody appreciated our proposals, and I think we have enlarged a little bit the support, the general support of the space 18 SDG proposal. Yeah, then it is not ended, because the Saturday, the 21st, I was invited by Ari Eisenstadt. Ari is, by the way, also an SRI member, because he joined a couple of weeks ago. Ari Eisenstadt is one of the board members of an organization called Space for Humanity. And yeah, they will join the coalition, by the way. And he invited me to join this event. This event was organized not only by Space for Humanity, but also by UNUSA. So Arti Olamaini was there. She made her speech talking about yeah, what the COPWAS is engaged in discussing and doing, and giving a perspective for next year and so on. By the way, I asked her, and she confirmed that next year, during the General Assembly 68, there will be discussion on a review of the Space 2030 agenda. So, okay, it means that what we have begun to do is good. We are very in time for that, because we have already our document, our paper, proposing 39 amendments to the Space 2030 agenda. And the main amendment would be the proposal to add a fifth overarching objective to the four existing overarching objectives. The aim of our critical review is to add something that is completely missing in the agenda as it is now, and it is civilian space development. It is space settlement. The whole agenda is only oriented to Earth. So, of course, the very good, excellent technologies for Earth, the GPS, communication, disaster management, and all these technologies. But space settlement as a perspective is completely absent. And I think it's our duty, and not only our duty, because other ONGs are present at COPWAS. So we will try to contact them and to get their support. If not to our proposal, we will encourage them to develop their own critical review and to propose that at COPWAS. And the same thing, we should, I think, having now passed the September United Nations appointment, and in a couple of weeks we will have also passed the IAC 75. Then I think our main objective could be to try to engage the rest of the space community in a critical review of the Space 2030 agenda, and okay, together with other initiatives and campaigns, of course. But I think this should be one of our priorities for next months. Sorry, let me read what Gary has written. Perhaps the problem is.
Okay, so I think that thanks for the summary. I mean, okay, most of us have followed, and it's nice to have a synthesis. Now, what is important is to see what is urgent to do in particular in relation to follow-up and in relation to ISE and other events, because this is coming very soon. So concerning.
No, sorry, I was reading your what you said, because just before I was reading what Gary.
Yes. So we read it also. But okay. So now let's cut to the chase. So great work for the committee. Good participation. So we have the recording, but the transcript of the recommendation. That's good. Now that's a good material on which we can also bounce for the next big event that we have, which is ISE in Milano.
Yes.
So ISE Milano, clearly, there are different fora where we can exploit what has been done. So one, in the technical session, because we are active in technical session, we are organizing some of them. So that's some. We have also some papers, in particular, Adriano has a number of papers that are presented more in the space policy side, but it's good. It's complementary to some of the session which I organized, the technical session on space exploration. We have also the platform of the event which are taking place from Tuesday to Thursday. That's interactive presentations. That will be a big fair, but with many people, but will be present there. And so that we have then the other vehicle. There are some global networking forum that we should list that could be of interest also to promote Space for All, SDG 18, and the activity of Space Renaissance. And then we have the booth. So I think as far as technical sessions are concerned, everything is under control. Is that clear? So I think that it will be good.
So let me say we are late on the thing of the booth. We are late.
No, sorry, but okay, this is what I meant. Technical session, we are okay, under control. Then we can focus on where we have a problem, which is the booth, and what activities we should conduct. Okay.
Regarding the technical session, I will travel on the 14th of October to Milan, and the session is on the 13th. So I will attend online only in the first session, but on the second one, I will be there on the 17th.
Okay.
And
so,
we also have this invitation for this exhibition and the gala dinner, and maybe we should send it around on SRI community. Maybe someone will attend this. And I got also something from Eva Petrich, and she wants to make a show, something like this, but she has no entrance, and
she didn't understand at all the whole thing I explained to her. She's going to come only to the gala event.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay, so that's fine. And but your point of inviting the whole Space Renaissance to this gala dinner, please. Do you have the Adriano? You have the list of distribution of all the Space Renaissance community. Please invite them to this Spaceland gala dinner. We are co-organizer, but we bring the people. So let's make it also an event for us, for Space Renaissance. So it's hosted by Spaceland. They do the logistics, but we bring the people we want to invite. So let's invite all the Space Renaissance community to this event. There is a contribution only of €25 per person that covers the dinner, and there will be a very nice event, and it gives also opportunity to make an exhibition there in the city that is open to everywhere. So Adriano,
wait,
could you do that?
important. It's important that he sent this email from Spaceland because they need to register who want to attend only the gala dinner or as an artist. And they wrote an email there. I forward you this email to Adriano because it's not sufficient that you inform me. Also, it would be nice that you write in this email that Werner and me are in CC, but I forward you the invitation from Spaceland because
Okay,
they have to
okay.
register there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Okay,
you also
tomorrow
have
we'll
to
do it.
register there. It's not enough that you write me.
No, but I have always asked that we register to Spaceland, but copy to Sabine so that we had an idea of, how many people
Genau, exactly.
were going. But clearly, Spaceland is the host, and we should do that before the end of the week, possibly before 29 September, at least to secure a number. So please, Adriano, could you do that today or tomorrow morning? Invite
Tomorrow,
our
yeah, sure.
Space Renaissance members and say that this Spaceland Gala is co-sponsored by Space Renaissance.
Okay, good.
And we'll give it also a Space for All SDG flavor. So in particular, we'll organize some speeches, and there, okay, I'll ask Adriano to talk about the progress of SDG 18, and also we try to do some cultural event because it was also intended a bit for the Itacus community. So there will be also some Itacus activities, and in parallel, we have a possibility to exhibit.
Yeah, that will be in the program of the 4 days at our booth, I think.
No, now we are talking only this gala. Okay, this gala, this is an evening event at 7 o'clock. After everything is closed in ISC and in the booth,
yes,
it's an event in the city, in the hotel. Okay,
that's okay.
But we need to.
All of the things we mentioned, including announcing the winner of the Ethos workshop and all of these things, and some artist exhibitions and some interviews and so on will be part of the program of our program at the booth.
Of course. Yeah, okay. Yeah. This is all. This is all clear.
Some of those things we can also say it during the gala dinner. I think.
Yeah, yes, okay. That's always fine. But what is important is that now we register people for the gala dinner because the deadline is 29 September.
Okay.
So we need to make a list of people from Space Renaissance that commit to come and commit to pay also the 25 euro for the dinner because they have to plan a budget and preparation for that. So that's a bit an advanced action that has to be done now, but that's a small thing. So let's put you the action on that to distribute to the whole Space Renaissance.
Sabine, send to me the necessary data and I will forward them.
I forwarded you already the email, and please write in your email that they put me on CC because I'm doing the list.
Yeah.
However,
then she checks the list.
I have taken as an action item, I will do it. However, remember that every member can post to the Google group of the members, the official assembly.
Yes, but when the message comes from you, when the message comes from you, I think it has also more resonance and so on, because we say it is an event that is sponsored by Space Renaissance. It's not only an individual event of a member.
Okay, that's
sponsored
fine.
by. Okay, so that was the easy part. Now the tough
Jerry
part.
wants to add something.
Yes.
Yeah. Who should I contact about details, dietary details of the event?
In the email, there is an address, a direct email address where you register, and there you can write that you need a certain diet
Can you
registering.
Can you put that in the chat, please?
This is in the email Adriano will forward.
Going to receive. Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So that's covered. But the most important point today is, in fact, who is going to attend, but also what is the status of the booth. So let's hear the status of the booth from Adriano and Gary.
Yeah, I just rewrote to Gary to understand if he want to join or not. Because
okay, meanwhile, I can suggest something. I was thinking, as we have several sponsors, we could make something like a big calendar where every sponsor can put some dates, what he is planning. So he sees immediately it's free or not. And we can add some actions or activities from us to this calendar. So we can make for this 4 days, we can put some poster or something like this. And I think it's the easiest way that everyone can put when he is free and he will do some activities, and when we put the music or whatever. And so everyone is free, and maybe you should, because I have not the contacts from your sponsors and the other sponsors we have, that they put the actions there, and then they are there, and possibly that they also will attend and taking care of the booth, because we have now 2 events. Because if we have this gala dinner, it's in combination with an exhibition, and there we have to be also to attend some stands to take care of the artwork and so on. So I will be in 2 places, in the booth and in this art thing, representing SRI too, of course. And but I think it's the best way, so we can take all the sponsors into the boat and say, okay, you put you on the in the agenda, and they can see what is free. So it's the easiest way, and nobody has to organize this. We put only the calendar there, this poster, and they can write what they want to do when they are free. And we are also free to put an activity or a lecture, or when Bernard will present something, then he writes Bernard presenting this.
Yeah, we have to divide out, because clearly for us, ISC, the main events are the technical session. You know, they are happening the whole day, from typically from easily from 9 o'clock to 17. We have technical session. So most of us that are presenting papers are participating to technical session, but we try to have some booth volunteers. And so, as Sabine has mentioned, she's volunteering, and we'll have also Anna. She will be a large part of her time. Anna Doyle, she's my Space for All officer at LUNEX. She will help for the booth, and she can manage, for instance, based on the calendar of events that we get from partners. She can organize some event during the day. What we would like to do is have a strong happy hour at the end of each day, possibly every day from 5 to 6 or 5 to 6:30, where all of us after technical session make the effort to go to the booth, and then you have a big plenary event where we can meet many colleagues without too much interference with the technical session. So that's the point. So if we have a booth, so now the question, do we have a booth for sure? Or is there just a question of...
We are just waiting for the last update of the offer by the suppliers. And I had hoped that we had it today, but we didn't. So I think we have it tomorrow.
But but we have a booth for sure. So what we don't know is the cost of the booth.
Yes, the cost of the booth was changing because in our first requirements we added a big LED wall.
Yeah.
Because we wanted.
But what is the last? What is the last cost that we have?
So the last cost should be under 1,500 euros.
15,000 euros.
1,500, yes. It includes the area, the surface, yes. The area.
15,000
euros. 10,000. 10,000. And so the cost of the equipment to be put, so all what it is needed over the floor, of course, will cost about other 5,000 euros, including the setup, so the work to
Yeah.
put it on.
Okay.
This is more or less what we will have.
Okay.
Instead of the LED wall, we will have an 100 inches. Okay, Gary is entering.
Oh, is it 100 now?
It's
Or
about
90.
20,000
90
euro
inch.
then.
20 square meters is the
No, I understand.
space.
But it's about 20,000 euro.
Okay,
If it is
so-
an addition to the costs.
No,
Werner, if he says 15,000
no.
for the booth and 5,000 for the remaining part,
no.
No?
15,000.
No, 10 plus 5.
15 is all together, is the
it's
total.
10
total.
plus 5.
Okay.
10 plus 5.
So,
Okay, so that's
Gary.
reasonable.
Gary is here. Maybe you can unmute and show.
But let's be really concentrate on what is the final solution. So we have a booth. We have an approximate cost of 10 plus 5. We have a number of volunteers that are going to take care of the booth. So that's
This is the
the
situation,
baseline.
more or less. And
Okay.
I
Okay.
hope we can close the contract tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
excellent. So based on that, we will have to provide content for the booth. So content for, so I understand you have a video screen. So I saw 90 inch.
We will
We
also
should
have
provide
a sound-
content.
We will also have a sound system, so we will have a big screen and the sound
Yeah.
system.
Okay. So we can have the
we
music
can,
too.
make a lot of
Excellent.
things,
So,
Yeah.
but now we should identify some share of workload because, okay, Gary and Adriano did the main thing of the negotiation, but now what we had agreed before for the art part,
sorry, Bernard.
Sabine is
Gary, maybe
is-
you can
yeah.
show the rendering, Gary. Could you show the
Okay,
rendering?
I'm in
Yeah,
Adriano.
okay,
I'm in
okay.
my vehicle. Okay,
Okay.
so it's
Okay, no,
Um,
so you can.
Okay,
the upshot of it is
Yeah.
though is that we have a large multimedia screen which is going to be somewhere between 90 to 100 inch diagonal, and we have what's supposed to be a 24 inch touchscreen kiosk system as well, which is also how we would control the main screen. What's envisioned is that each participant, each co-sponsor, would have a range, at least one video, and a slide deck that shows what they're doing, and speaks to their alignment, with the the goal of the 18th SDG writ large, and that there would
Excellent.
be space for.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Ah, yeah.
so what I'm-
Excellent. So that's beautiful.
this is what we
So
we
clearly
have
that
discussed, but not the wall. This is with the walls. We don't have the walls.
not
because-
a big screen,
and
but a
of course
smaller
we
screen.
don't have the monolith. This was the
Yeah, but that's okay.
yes.
I think we'll figure out.
but
But yeah,
this is the rendering, just to give you an idea. Yeah, this is
Okay.
without walls.
yeah, okay.
Instead
So
of
I think that,
we will have a big monitor, 100 inches.
yeah.
And
So
we
I
have
think
no
that, well,
walls? We have no walls?
No, because
Walls.
there are the walls are these physical walls around.
yeah.
We are in a corner, okay? So
Okay.
we have two natural walls, let me say. So we don't need other walls that will add to the cost.
Okay.
Well, I think that's great if it's confirmed. But still, what is very important is to plan some activities so that we are not last minute for organizing the contents. Because when you say we ask each partner to provide, for instance, some content, so who is contacting all the partner now to ask them deliver some slide and some video? Who is doing that? Is that Gary? Is that Adriano?
Sorry?
Who is asking each partner to provide some content?
Yes, okay. So what to say, because Gary is here now. We will ask all our partners to provide their content. We will have a shared spreadsheet where each partner can put their proposal to have what they want. Maybe a speech, maybe a piece of music, maybe a piece of art.
Okay, but did you send the message already inviting them?
There's
saying we
been
confirm the
multiple
booth?
correspondence. Bernard, the piece that is missing is the next piece of mail that goes out to all of the folks that it
Exactly.
indicated.
This is what I'm
that
targeting.
we have signed a contract, that we have
Yes.
a path forward. This is the content that we need, from
Yes,
them,
exactly.
and how the orchestration. I have not sent that out because they have not.
Okay.
They haven't given us a
Okay.
contract.
So as soon as
I
you have
sent
signed,
an email.
as soon as
I
you have
sent an
signed the
email
contract,
to.
okay.
I think I understand what's happening with this. Okay, I believe that our contact with the Miko Center delegated our a design vendor who has ended up in a situation where there is no more custom work in our booth.
Yeah, but okay.
And so as a
is
consequence, it's something where, well, where's their piece of the action? The reality of the situation is that the Miko Center needs to own up to the fact that we've been ready. Actually what we're getting is what we asked for to begin with.
Okay, well, that's excellent.
Okay, and so we need them. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. As soon as you have the contract signed, then
the email goes out.
You have a letter to all partners that have agreed,
yep,
plus a few others that want to join.
Yep.
And let's extend the list, and saying that the booth is confirmed. It is Space for All SDG, and it's led by Space Renaissance, NSS, and we invite you to provide content. We invite you also, you can identify that we have also volunteers that are going to take care of setting the booth, and also organizing a roster during every day of activities at the booth. And the booth is for all.
I would like to write that letter, Bernard. I would like to write that letter today.
Excellent.
Okay?
Please
have it ready to be sent immediately.
Yeah, please write it. Please, if you would copy Adriano and me, and
right. I would
then and then okay, we give you
what I would really appreciate. What I would appreciate in those regards, Bernard, what you're saying, and it's being captured in Fathom, okay, is important, so that we get multiple eyes looking at this as quickly as possible. Okay.
Yeah.
We need the outline of everything that we know we need to say, and we will turn that letter around and have it be ready to be sent out immediately. I also need to converge. I've started the process of converging the definists, but there's the set of maybes and possiblies is much larger. I'm going, when I get back to my desk in a few minutes, I will send that out to you.
We have to focus.
To you and Adriano. We just need to update and make sure that we've got everybody that we should be asking, on that list. And there are several maybes that I don't have the contact information for, that you and Adriano have been talking to.
Yeah, but from what I understand, I mean, you had 15,000 as a top budget.
Yep.
And I counted 9 organizations that confirmed. And
yep,
so
it's pretty close to that. Yep.
Yeah. So in the message, in the message, we should already state please be ready to contribute 10%.
Yep.
So we ask you to start making a transfer to Space Renaissance for 1,500, and then you
Okay.
are
Okay. How are we going to do that? Does Space Renaissance have a mechanism already in place that can accept a payment?
Like we did in Paris. So everybody transferred to
I
Adriano
don't know
Renaissance.
what you did in Paris, Barnhard.
Yeah.
I need to know. I need the link for that or whatever needs to be set up for that.
Yeah, but Adriano,
it's simple.
He's taking care of that.
It is, Bernard, sorry. It is simple. SRI will pay to the suppliers. So all the contributes should come to the SRI account,
SRI.
bank account.
Yeah. Okay.
And when we have this the contract signed, that should be a very quick process to be.
But we'll ask a date as well for the.
Yeah, they will want to be paid, and of course, we don't have the wall. We don't have the wall soon to anticipate. So this is important.
But let's put also a date for the partners to contribute. So they should contribute before we start the ISE.
Yeah. I will ask for the contribution within 24 hours, or at least an explanation of a date certain.
Yeah. So at least within 1 week. Within 1 week is fine. And what you can mention also that in addition to financial contribution, we welcome contribution in kind, which means the different partners, they can provide volunteers in kind that are supporting the event. In particular, Lunex, as a partner, is going to co-fund 2 volunteers. And I gave the name, so that Erna Doyle and Marie Kuiper.
Right.
So if those organizations...
And in addition, each of the different organizations may bring different things. I've been negotiating on a new custom Earth flag.
Yes.
It turns out I can't get the 3 meter by 5 meter one, but I can get the 1 meter by 3 meter one. So there's a mezzanine over where where our booth is, and you can't hang anything from it.
Okay. So
we need to. I want to go through and in the letter have specific asks in the explanation as to what they can do, and we'll go through and have it set up so it all gets fed to a Google Drive. I think the ask will be 1, the highest resolution logo they've got. 2, a short, essentially a splash page for them. 3, a short presentation, slide deck about their organization and what they're doing that relates to space. And 4th, if they've got it, 1 or more video clips that they would like to share. And what I would like to be able to do is have the display screen, the 24-inch touch screen, have an array of these different resources, that somebody can walk up to and click and click on when there isn't someone presenting live.
That's great.
We can take our webinars, for example. We have a lot of our webinars we can share, so we can present something, and I think we have a lot of video material we can present, and also artwork.
Okay, that's a good idea.
On the screen. In the meanwhile, we have no live activities.
Okay, so
one thing that I would ask people to do, though, is I would like to, as much as possible, download everything to the computer that's going to be driving stuff. I am going to, we have included, the hardwired internet connection in the budget. Okay, but like with anything audiovisual, you want some degree of redundancy.
Yes.
Okay, you need plan Bs.
Yes, load material. Yes, okay.
Okay, so that's why we have, even with the audio system, we've asked them to provide the system with discrete equipment as opposed to the more modest system that if anything goes wrong, you lose sound totally.
Excellent. So I think that okay, you will send this message, and at the moment, so clearly, Adriano and Gallery are identified as a contact for all the partners, and then in the operation plan, we will have the volunteers helping. So for the implementation,
we need a daily schedule starting. We need the daily schedule starting from the setup. Going through the conference and the teardown.
Yeah. And the setup is on the Sunday, 13th of October.
The first access that we have to it, I believe, is Friday. There's different. They're running different trades through.
Okay. Oh yeah,
okay,
for the big
it's a detailed schedule. They have, since there are a lot of rigging that's being done. Okay,
so
they're sequencing trades through there.
Yeah. Who will be there on Saturday?
Okay, I arrive Friday morning.
Oh, okay, excellent. Perfect. I arrive Saturday.
I arrive on Monday.
Adriano, when do you arrive?
Okay.
Adriano?
Yes. Okay, I have my room is ready from the 13th. So, but I can, since I only live 80 kilometers from Milan, I can also come the Saturday if needed. So no problem.
Okay. So I'll be on Saturday together with Anna. Right? Okay. And she will be completely full-time helping Saturday on. And then we have Sabine arriving on Monday.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Also, I'm going to be staying in the NH City Life right next to the convention center.
Excellent.
So if we need that, as a staging area, that's a possibility. My wife's isn't showing up until Sunday. So
okay, so we can use your room as HQ.
Yep.
Yes. Mission control. Excellent. Yes, that's good. Okay, so that for content you will have a call, and for editing and scheduling the content. So Anna, she's very good in the digital and so on. She will help, in finalizing and taking care of the IT for the video content and so on. Also based on the answers of what the partners want to do, if you want to organize a meeting, we will also schedule that. And for if we put some artifact, so art piece, it's important to identify.
We have at least one. We have one cube that is intended for a model display that has a base, and if necessary, we can get more.
Okay, and so let's look. And do we use only digital, or do we use also posters and things like that? Or?
Okay, there's provisions for pull-up posters. They should be typically the 1 meter by 2.5 meter ones.
Yeah.
Either they're various standard sizes of them. One are about 2/3 of a meter. Some are 1 meter. Some are larger than a meter. Given that it's on a roller mechanism, it is a bit challenging if you get the larger ones.
Okay, so we'll see. So we'll figure out with the.
You also basically they tend to be quick reaction printing, and that you you can get them overnight, but it's best to have a couple days
Yeah.
notice, and you have to have a high enough resolution image
But
to print.
but we put the emphasis on the video content, on the people's presence, people interactions, and so on. And some of the posters are
what we
some,
want to do.
Yeah.
What we want to do is follow. There's the euphemistic bumper sticker rule. If you're going to go through and put up a display, okay, if you can't read it from at least 3 feet away, you're putting too much information on it.
Yeah. Okay, but this is we let the.
Okay, so we have to be rational about rational about this.
But we have some good graphic designer. So Sabine is one of them. She's an artist. We have Werner also, so they can also fine tune what at the end we need.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So at least Werner will work on that on the weekend, and we can also modify a bit in the course of the week. For instance, if there is one day where we want to put more emphasis on art, for instance, we can put some artifacts. If there's another day we want to put more emphasis on discussion for SDG 18, okay, we can announce that, depending on the availability of partners as well. Okay, so
absolutely. That's why we want our emphasis is on the digital, but we will have the accommodations for everything.
A little question: did you figure out when the exhibition center is opening and closing every day? Did you see that in the rules?
The answer is that I did. Okay, I'll see if I can call that up. But to my memory, it is 9 to 6 p.m., 9 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Okay.
Okay, but it may be that may be the I believe the exhibitor access hours are 8 to 6 p.m. and the open access is like 9 to 5:30.
Okay. So I think that we could also have a pattern where we could have 8:30, a kind of briefing of the core team for the booth.
Yep.
Because that's also before the technical session. We can meet there every morning, have a bit of breakfast, etc. 9 at the beginning of the day. Some of the sessions don't start at. Some sessions start at 9. These are some of the plenary session. Every day, like Tuesday, we have Lunar Frontiers, Wednesday, AI, 17, Thursday, Human Spaceflight, okay. But we can have sometime every morning for the core team and eventually have gathering, have finalizing the program of the day, but plan every day an happy hour, 5 to 6, sorry. 5 to 6, we try to all make effort to come from our technical session and gather at the booth, bring many colleagues, many friends, and do the fun part as well, with eventually also some music and sound like we did in Paris, and in
Paris we were playing up to 7
p.m.
and sometimes
but this was past the official. Yes,
they have to kick off.
Yeah, exactly. So we try to stay at least half an hour after the official end. So then at the end, everybody comes to our stand like they did in Paris. So, but we can have that as a scheme for the all a week. Yeah, and clearly, I think that every day at 7 they will eject us. So,
at least everyone knows now who is SRI, so because they gather together to our booth every evening. Adriano, do you will bring the keyboard?
Yeah, I have a keyboard. Yes, I can bring my keyboard.
Yeah, please bring keyboard and guitar.
Yeah,
because I cannot bring the keyboard from.
But then I don't know if the keyboard will inside the locket.
Okay, Adriano, I have I have high tensile strength locking cables designed for laptops. Okay, that we could make use of.
Yes.
Cables.
So okay. So in any case, you bring 1 or 2 guitars, Adriano, and you bring the keyboard, and then we can live with that.
Bring everything.
And then we may have some guest musician. We have to find some singers, and then we are good.
Then I think Pierre will be with us. Pierre Munoz, you remember the saxophone player?
That's okay. Okay, so that's good.
That would
Excellent.
be cool. That would be really cool because this
Okay.
draws attention.
Yes. Okay. So I think this is in control. Then now, what are the other SRI members attending the technical session? So Jerry, you are coming, and Werner, you are also coming. Ghanim, you are also in the...
Yes, I'm coming.
Yes.
Coming.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, me too.
Okay, so-
I'm coming also.
Ghanim
Excellent.
and Werner,
coming.
are you interested
Okay.
in the gala dinner and an exhibit at yes, Adriano will share this email. I forwarded it to him. So
Yeah.
please apply for the exhibition.
Yeah.
It's for free, and it would be really nice. So we have the gala dinner together and the exhibition, and we should contribute because we have a stand there to sell our artwork.
Yeah,
So
yes.
it would be good that we are there as volunteers and contribute the time there
Yes.
to
Yes,
watch
actually,
after our artwork.
Please look also at your schedule versus technical sessions. And for instance, we could flag some days. You know, one day could be the moon, one day could be art, one day could be for youth and for Ghanim there. And you could figure out, you know, one thematic days where you invite some of the people for our booth. And but clearly, all of you, please make the effort to come to the Space and Gala. That will be, in any case, at 7 o'clock after we are ejected from the big expo room, and it's just in front. So we will move naturally there. Yeah. So that looks good, and we'll make also a calendar of a session of interest in the technical session in the GNF as well for SRI. So I'll make a draft of this based on some of the things that we are presenting and organizing, and after you can also add some event that you want to flag during the week.
Regarding the calendar, it would be nice. Sorry, I closed it. It would be nice if you have the shared screen flat here, this shared spreadsheet. And if we have also a calendar in the wall, because if people walk around, you can see what will happen there, and then they can come back if they are interested. So please include me in the spreadsheet, so then we can write it there and what's happened. So we can make a poster.
Good, yes. Yes, yeah. I'll make a draft of this spreadsheet by the next week. So let's say by 1st of October, but I will do it together with Anna, because she will be also following up the scheduling of events at the booth.
We have to make a Google group of the staff of the team, organizer team, including me, Gary, Barnhard, and Anna, and so
Sabine,
we can stay in touch and go with the work in progress.
Okay, so that's I think that's okay for this, and we have a clear action. I wanted to give you also some news about funding. That's another topic. So, you know, we will have to also plan some budget for not only ISC, but also some future events. And in particular, yes, for Adriano and Sabine, for their presence there, we should support them. In general, what I do in my organization, I I fund half of the cost of my volunteer. And so if there is a possibility to have this as a guideline, and then if each of them can individually look for an additional sponsor, that could be in the current situation where we don't have so much resources, could be a way to start. So,
Thank you.
and in addition, from my other foundation, from the Lunex, I will fund, for instance, Anna. So, and I will fund Mary Kuiper that will help for the booth and the exhibition. On the funding side, actually, we put together a funding proposal. The deadline was 15 September, so it was very recent. And with some 10 partners, we have put a funding proposal on a theme which is called the Green Space Push. And there, if we are successful, Lunex would get 50K. But my plan
Bernhard,
was...
Sorry.
Yeah.
I think I have lost some steps. Are we still talking about the IAC or about the SRI funding?
No, IAC. Let's say
IAC.
IAC.
Okay.
I was IAC.
Okay.
IAC. So my proposal is to provide funding of half cost for those Space Renaissance participants that are Adriano and Sabine, that will be full-time working for the booth and for SRI.
Listen, for me, I am near Milan, so it's not a big problem. It was a bigger problem to go to the States or to
next. Okay, and I think that, but it's like it's like a principle. That's a guideline.
For the IAC, for the IAC, I don't need to cover my. I will cover my expenses by myself.
For the stay as well. Okay. So, but I propose that we do that for Sabine, that has committed a strong, strong involvement. That we cover. Okay, from Space Renaissance side.
But I would appreciate if I got
yeah. And but as a guideline, I would say I would prefer not to cover full cost of everybody every time.
You.
Yeah, as a guideline, I would say I recommend that we cover half of the cost, travel and stay, when we have this type of events, so that we can support more people, and also when people have to pay half of the cost, they are more responsible in booking their flight well in advance, so that it is low cost and so on. So that's something that would be valid, in particular when we are planning some contribution to events overseas, in particular. Yeah. So this is a rule that I've applied, in particular for my foundation, Lunex. In this way, it's a good way to control the cost.
Okay.
So, do you agree with this? Yeah.
If I want to have a refund to half of my cost, I ask whom, you or Werner, Adriano, also SRI, or I ask you. I didn't get
if it's Space Renaissance paying, so the treasurer is Adriano. So we agree whom we pay, and then but the rule should be simple. So in my other foundation, eventually I could also cover the other half of the cost, in particular for those that are linked with Lunex, Euromoon Mars or Art Moon Mars. For this, I have some special conditions. So the collaborators for which are covering the cost, they must produce like a document, like an abstract, that document that they have done something. Because as I received some funding from a public source, I have to show the reason why I am paying the grant. So for my students, every time I fund them for a conference, they have to write 2 abstracts.
Let me put it simple. Sabine will submit her expenses not to SRI, to me, and that will be half of our cost, like 2000.
Yes, that's good.
Okay.
Or one other possibility as a general guideline is if you would have a plan of the cost in advance. So the plan for the travel, the plan for the stay, then we can say yes, that's all okay, and we could even send some advance on the cost.
Well, however, whatever it will be in advance or after, SRI will anticipate this money to Sabine when she will present the note, and you, Barnhard, will make a donation to SRI for the same amount, correct?
For some,
okay.
Not for everybody. For those that,
just to understand how are the steps, otherwise.
No, it's okay. So SRI, that's why I say SRI should target to pay half of the cost of those that are sent on mission by SRI.
Okay.
That's it. If in addition, those that are doing that are also doing some activities that support, for instance, Itacus, or that support Lunex, I can look from the Lunex funds to support that. But for this, then I need just some proof that the work was done also in favor of Itacus or Lunex. But at the moment, for instance, Eana and Marie, they are covered by Lunex.
So this reimbursement will not pass through SRI, correct?
No, because they have a Lunex grant.
It will be direct
but,
from to Eana and other girl. Okay.
Marie. But Sabine, she's vice president of Space Renaissance, so it's natural that she's covered by Space Renaissance.
No, that's good. That's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Then it's simple.
Thank you, Werner.
Okay. So
so that was for ISC. It's clear. Everybody likes the principle. So let's work this way. Are there some others that need?
Yeah, there's one other question I wanted to. One question
Yeah.
I wanted to ask the group. NASA came up with these enhanced images of the Earth, which they released from the Vision Technology Lab. One of them covers North America. The other is actually centered on the Atlantic Ocean, as well as one that covers centered on the Pacific Ocean. I'm having a company make the flag, create a custom version of this flag, and be able to, make it available for anyone that wishes to purchase one, if not some other creative thing. The question comes in is that my choices, they sent me a proof showing it's centered on North America. That would be option A. Option B is that one side of the flag is centered on the Atlantic Ocean and the other side is centered on the Pacific Ocean. Or I could pick either of those images and have it on both sides. What would people think is the best thing to do?
Well, I would say the one I prefer is the one centered on the moon. The Apollo 8 image of the Earth from the moon.
Well,
because
it turns out that particular image has its limitations associated with it. This is a new version of that.
This is the one that illustrates the overview effect, the best space for all on Earth and beyond. So you are not only looking at the Earth.
Adriano, it's you should look at. I'll send out the link for the new images. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
The image from Apollo 8 basically, has the skewed view of the African continent.
Yeah.
And that's what's visible on it. These other images actually show a piece of all the continents.
Yeah. No, but I think it's also good to have some some Earth representation that include all the continents. So I fully agree. Let's look and produce that, but also not forget that we need also some imagery that shows that we are expanding towards the moon and planets.
Oh,
Jerry is
absolutely.
asking something.
Okay, I don't,
Yeah.
you know, and let's
Yeah.
get creative about that. This is something that the Space Development Foundation
Yeah.
is funding. Okay,
excellent. That's good.
I'm just asking because they're different notions. You know, a two-sided flag is a curious thing. Okay, and it'll be some trouble for them to finish it, but if we're in agreement that that's the way to go, that's what I'll make happen.
You could say
Gary,
Jerry
can
wants to
I
say
ask,
something.
Yeah, please.
are these images a full round Earth or
Absolutely.
partial?
This
They
is
are. In which
there-
case, it seems obvious to me, especially if it's going to be two-sided, that we should have one side centered on the Atlantic and the other side centered on the Pacific.
But then you have only blue
thank you
part.
for your input. The reason why I'm asking is that
Okay.
I'm going to go to some
Okay.
trouble to make this happen. And if people think it's a good idea, that's encouragement to me. If people think it doesn't matter, well, it could slip off the plate.
Yeah, I mean,
But I have to think about if you have a two-sided flag, it will be printed only one-sided. So you should.
It would be printed both sides.
no, you can print both sides.
Mm.
I think that you could explore several views because I think it's a good topic for debate. And as everybody knows, the Earth is flat, so you can reproduce it with a flag with two sides, no?
Indeed.
But you could have the polar views, or you could have the Pacific, Atlantic. But yeah. But so this is a contribution from the Space Development Foundation. But yes,
Yep.
Any new artifact of this type brought from the different partners from the SDG 18 Alliance, these are nice. You bring some new ideas, some new concepts to the table, and this could be the contribution of the Space Development Foundation. But let's challenge also each of the partners to come up with, something new that they want to introduce at ISE. Is that
you are absolutely in alignment with the conspiracy, Barnhard.
Yes.
The reason why I'm mentioning this is to encourage people to think
Yes.
about different things that the different groups can bring.
Excellent. So you lead by example. Super.
That's
Okay.
my hallmark.
Super. So we have looked at people, we have looked a bit at funding, and on the general line of funding, I was just making a comment. So I have put a proposal where, if successful, I would get 50,000 euros starting in January next year, and I was planning to dedicate 20 of that for specific activities on sustainable space development that could be taken care by Space Renaissance. Okay, let's see. We will know in a few months if we get this funding. Now we benefited from a funding in the last 2 years from Europe. It was called Eurospace Hub, and we are planning now to apply for a follow-up funding for this with some of the Eurospace Hub partner, and they invited me to come with Lunex. But I have also proposed that Space Renaissance be a full partner in this proposal. So I have copied Adriano on this. So the idea is to develop some educational program for space.
Sorry, what is that? Can you repeat, please?
It's a follow-up of Eurospace Hub. But I think my proposal was to also involve Space Renaissance as a full member of the next call, and in particular, Space Renaissance could take care of humanity, social science, and so on, in the curriculum of space education. So the deadline for that.
Have you already emailed me or
Yes, yes, I have done it. I have put you in copy in my answer to Vilma, but the deadline is in 2 months, so we have a bit of time. We can discuss that, but
please,
and this
please resend it to me, please, because
okay.
I think in this day I could have lost things.
Yeah, see about message, we have also many messages in a thread, when we debate some of the topics. This is really taking a lot of space in terms of number of messages. We should also find a way to have a more effective communication thread. Yeah. And not using the classical email for that, because it takes a lot of space, and actually sometimes it prevents to see some of the other critical message from our other job. So like a deadline and so on. So we should try to find a good solution just to document a bit like we do on a chat, or like we do so where each contribution it doesn't repeat everything else from before, and you can trace that easily in one thread. Okay, so that was some of my point about the funding and some of the communication tools. Other point on the agenda?
No, second point, the status of the Space 18's SDG campaign, and then task force for the IAC 4 days program that we have.
So these are done.
Financial situation and serious need for CFO. ACES, SRI, Living in Space program.
Yes, so CFO. Are there some candidates? My proposal for CFO.
Follow-up and ongoing works for Corpus.
If you remember, we had some of this discussion, and I look in particular at all the funding aspects. That's why I made some of this funding proposal. And my proposal was, before we get a CFO, trying to get a group of that among the vice presidents that could be dedicated to cover, I think, the different area where I can get funding. So in particular, I need somebody from US to explore what are the market, the sponsor from the US side. I think I cover it relatively good from the European side. And we could also explore the rest of the world, Asia or the rest of the world. So from the US, whom would we have that could help me really to really contact and the sponsors.
Funding.
Yes. And I think that it will be not only sponsors, it could be also somebody in a US-based institution that exists, that is able, for instance, to make grant proposal like we have done from the European side.
Well, you know that now it is reopened the file of changing
okay.
Chapter characterization and to make it a 501c in order they can get get money, grants and donations and sponsorship easily than what it was before. And Amelie is aiming to do that and to talk with Corrinne in order to go ahead on this road. And so this is one way to get funding in the US. But of course, there are also other possibilities, and maybe we can try to talk with some prominent people that can maybe be.
Yeah. So So what I was proposing is to follow the two paths.
And I believe that, okay, since maybe not everybody knows, but Gary is also a member of SRI, and maybe he could help us in some in this action to get SRI funded. I don't know. I know this
Yes, so
is a little bit of un'imboscata, no? Because
no, this was not planned, but I fully agree with you, Adriano. Gary, I think that you have a very good experience of the industry world of and so on. If you could help me, at the top level of the board, because the funding of SRI US, we have to leave them do their path and their way for funding their activities. That's okay, but we have some activities, global activities that we target for SRI, where it would be reasonable to have some sources from US, some sources from Europe, and some sources from the rest of the world. That could be also Middle East and Asia. And Gary, if you after we survive from the ISC, if you could help, and maybe also start already at ISC to discuss with some possible partners that can bring some funding, also some services to SRI. If you could help me, that I would appreciate.
I'm happy to explore what can be done in those regards. Adriano, Barnhard. Let's see what makes sense in those regards. I serve in a number of different capacities, and so long as that's understood by all, I don't have a problem lending my efforts to anything that is constructively moving things forward.
Yeah, actually, also some areas you are very well connected, and there could be also synergy actions where, together with some of the organization, we could define, some pilot project.
Well,
where we
think about it, Barnhard.
Yeah,
I'm the director of strategic relationships for the National Space Society. I'm the vice president for the Moon Village Association. I'm the president of the Space Development Foundation, Inc.
So we got a good pick.
Extraordinary Innovative Space Partnerships, Inc. So I've got a few levers to pull.
What about Asia and Middle East?
A little bit in the Middle East with respect to working with Aziz Al-Radi and to a certain extent Ghanim. Some possibilities there. It turns out that there is some interest in evolving a more explicit space agency or coordinating entity in Kuwait. There's likely analogies. One of the things that I realize that some people's eyes may glaze over when I throw up the presentation charts. Okay, but what I wrote, for the 18th SDG, forum is not a joke. Okay, I've only been on every side of the table in the space business for some 47 plus odd years. And
excellent.
There's at least something there.
Okay, so I think that we have a good plan. What about Asia, Japan, Korea? Who do you see the most active SRI member that could help us there? Adriano, would you know? Or Gary? Maybe we need a vice president from Japan, Korea.
I'm afraid that Jim is no more with us.
Yes.
Jim Crisafulli left.
But he's from Hawaii. But Gary, if I have you here on the line, would you like to talk about Moon Village Association on the 2nd of December in our webinar series?
Very good.
Absolutely. Coming up in Luxembourg, there is a a hybrid annual conference, lunar workshop. We're encouraging direct participation wherever possible. The idea is that it's intended to be a several-day workshop to explore how we can make substantive contributions to defining what it takes to further cooperation, collaboration, and competition, and in realizing the letter and the spirit of the Moon Village initiatives, and they're a piece of what is going to be is planned for a part of that is from the Moon Village Association Architecture Working Group. We're trying to stand up a compendium of element models, basically defining the known requirements for elements to the level at which you can articulate a three-dimensional instantiation of the same, driven by those requirements that could be incorporated in multiple modeling efforts that are being done, so that there are essentially creating branded elements from different entities that can be curated and populating a variety of different models to better understand how we can come up with a realized arcology that reflects our understanding of both what it takes to provide for humans and their relationship with the built environment and the natural environment. So I think that there's a broader initiative there. We have discovered that the Moon Village Association's GLX activities are making a difference. I happened to be in a conference with some folks at NASA headquarters, and they took the liberty of pointing out that it's because of the GLX interactions, the stuff that was being done in conjunction with the Space Communications and Navigation Office was taken to a higher level.
Okay.
And it made a difference with respect to the how NASA proceeded with things. So there are we are not just there's not just a role for advocacy here. There are technical things that can be done if they are arrayed properly that can make a difference with respect to outcomes.
It's quite interesting. And I think on this subject, we have to talk maybe because, we have a committee talking about this kind of things, and maybe Werner would be very much interested in this discussion that you are putting out. I will just put a question that could be a problem or not. I believe that NASA is going to do on the moon something like the ISS. I mean, a moon base for astronauts, not the initiation of a civilian moon village. So so what is the difference? The difference is that if you have an ISS on the moon, you will shift crews each 6 months, like it happens on ISS. So we'll not think about the problems of really having civilians working and living on the moon.
Adriano, put a period to that sentence, because what you've got a valuable concept there. So in order for something to be possible, some number of people have to think it possible. Right now, NASA does not understand how to build a sustainable settlement on the moon. Okay. Nor has any contract been let to achieve the same. So this is an opportunity for us to go through and help define the problem space and the potential solution space in a vacuum that exists.
So is it
Exactly.
is it
Yeah, exactly. De facto, the NASA program Artemis at the moment they target 2 astronauts for 6.5 days from possibly 2027. So then there is a base camp, but it will take a long time until you have a permanent human presence, even of governmental astronaut. And so there is a large there is a vacuum to fill, as Gary mentioned, and this is to be taken by civil society, by commercial. And so that was a Moon Village concept. Moon Village was much more inclusive than Artemis. And from the other side, we have the International Lunar Research Station, which tends to be more sustainable and permanent because it's targeting the moon. While NASA wants to avoid a bit the moon because the main objective is Mars. So that's why they did Gateway. But, we want to support all this initiative and add also some of this missing civil development part. So there is a role to play. Moon Village Association is listening to all actors. So I am a founder there and honorary board. A practical point, this could be a good venue for us to meet. So please submit abstract before the deadline. I think the deadline is 20th of October to participate to the Moon Village Association Global Workshop. So immediately after we do ISE, let's be sure that we organize a good presence at the Moon Village Association Workshop. That will be 2nd and 3rd of December. And after, there is also a commercial space exploration workshop 4 and 5 December organized by ESA and the Luxembourg Space Agency. So that's an important milestone in Europe for us. So as immediately after ISE, let's do that. Yeah.
Gary,
Yes, Sabine?
Gary, I put your my email address in the chat. So I set you for the 2nd of December for our webinar series. I hope you agree.
Be careful, Sabine. 2nd of December is exactly the time when we have this Moon Village Association workshop.
Right.
So we are. So okay. If it's in the evening,
we should find a way. We should find a way to coordinate that.
Yeah.
And one of the things I'd like to, leave you folks with is that, positing the question, what do bureaucracies like to do? And I would suggest bureaucracies like to be right. So if we go through and we essentially own the explanation for what constitutes sustainable settlement, and we define it in terms of, how science drives the requirements, how systems engineering drives the requirements, how sound architectural design drives the requirements, and that is clearly articulated, and that is then compared with what any nation state or collection of nation states are proposing to do. Okay, we're creating a situation where there is an opportunity for the different nation state space agencies and coalitions, if you will, to be more right. And
this is good material
from a strategy standpoint, it's leveraging what we can do. Once upon a time, there was never going to be a space station.
Gary, you have to keep some bullets for your talk. I believe that this is a super good topic. So as maybe the 2nd of December is a good date because it will be in the middle of Moon Village workshop. So if you can earmark to be ready at 21, we could do something where you make a general presentation and also I could join in and give some latest news about the Moon Village Global Workshop.
That would be great. And
okay, let's do that then. Then Sabine, you get your date, 2nd December at 21.
And 2nd of December, you both will be with me here at the webinar.
Yes. So Gary will be the main speaker, but I will help him from Luxembourg.
Yeah,
and then the following one. the following one, we need to plan a end of the year webinar, no? Like we
Sorry, Tom.
Yes.
Tom
Yeah.
wants to say something.
Yeah, please.
Tom,
Tom?
Tom wants to say something.
unmute.
Yeah,
Okay,
Thomas. Please unmute, Thomas.
you're mute again.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm here.
Okay,
Perfect.
can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. The lessons of Antarctica is just economics that drive sustainability. Prior to the 50s, no one had any sustainable bases in Antarctica. In the 1950s, the technology advanced where economically it was easy to sustain people in the Antarctic. So it's really about economics that would drive the sustainability of any moon base. And the question is the systems that's being developed, like the HLS, the SpaceX, will be able to drive a moon base sustainably?
So I'm as it would happen, I'm writing a paper on that right now.
Oh,
Okay,
super.
for IAC, and one of the things Thomas, as Pascal Lee has driven home in his presentation at the last ISDC, it turns out with respect to Antarctica, the problems they faced were about 70% logistics.
Yeah.
Okay, in terms of the the difficulties that they were confronting, and so being able to understand how we can stack the deck in favor of doing things in a manner that makes sense, both both economically as well as practically, is a very is a very important part of the puzzle. Over.
And then that comes to transportation technology. I mean, the reason Antarctica became sustainable in the 1950s was because of the C-130 aircraft. And finally, you had a way to bring merchandise, the C-130, and then the icebreakers bringing the cargo in, a couple times a year. But the C-130 capable of supporting things even at the South Pole. And that was the breakthrough that made Antarctica sustainable, because you can bring good stuff in with the C-130 from New Zealand when you need it. And that's the equipment that we need for the moon, is something like a C-130, something easily that could carry full-size bulldozers and serve the moon.
The analogy I use is the C-5A.
Okay.
Yeah, C-5A is good.
But this is all fun stuff.
Yeah,
we should have a webinar as well. Antarctica and space.
Didn't mean to take over a meeting I wasn't invited to.
Excellent. Okay. By the way, the last webinar of the year, this is planned when, on 16 or on 23rd of December? Sabine? The last webinar is 23rd, okay?
Just a moment. Let me check the calendar.
Warte mal, ganz kurz, Laura. The last webinar will be 2 weeks after the second. Warte mal, wait. I have to look.
16 then. 16, okay then.
Is
16 December.
16th of December, yes.
Oh, okay.
And that will be our end of the year event.
End of the year, and okay, so we do a party. Yes, okay. So, and we do that a bit collectively. I can introduce things, but after I will ask some of the key actors also to share some of the achievements of the year. Okay.
Okay. Good.
So that's good. Any other point on the agenda? It looks not. Next meeting.
Doch, I have some point. Wait. Warte mal, Laura.
Yes, please. Okay.
I met Werner in Berlin, and we agreed that we will do next year Space Renaissance Art and Science Festival as the second one. I will apply for this, and Werner suggested to do it together with Werner.
So you mean Space Renaissance in Berlin or in Europe?
Yes, in Berlin, yes. And you suggested NSS or what was it? with another organization.
So we need to identify, because of course this year we had a meeting in Berlin. For next year, did we identify a meeting in Berlin?
We had no meeting in Berlin.
No, this year we had a planetary science conference in Berlin, which was very well attended. So that's
Yes.
with them we could meet. But is there? We have to identify an event where we can each hike on a big event happening, and so that many of the speakers are already here, and then we can then we can have a good audience and a good number of speakers. So
yes, the point is
one
that.
But I have not identified a big event in Berlin next year. Did you identify one?
Naja, the point is, if I get sponsored the Aschenhold Observatory, I cannot choose the date. They will choose a date when the observatory is free. And this is like a donation of 25,000 euro for the 3 days or 4 days.
Ah, okay. But then it's yeah, okay. And okay, then let's ask our board when we would organize an event so at the observatory, what would be the good range of period that would be convenient for us?
Complicated, very much complicated.
Why? Summer?
We have Vienna for sure. 3 dates in Vienna. It will be February,
May and June.
And June.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah.
I would
we have the ISDC in Orlando in May, and there we are invited to organize a track over there. So
yes,
it will be time to
start. What about July?
July, I would suggest July, and we will ask for July that they give us a date in July. So then,
yeah, July or August would do well. Next year we don't have COSPA, so the summer is free. So July would be, or August would be a good period, I believe.
Yes, and we have to think that it is a presence conference that people are in presence there, and I would like to run the cost over the over the association in Berlin. I'm a member there too, and we would take an entrance fee to cover the cost for coffee break and so on, and that people will really attend. If we take 10 euro per day, it's not so much, and but people will not register and not come.
Let me add something on this point.
Yes.
I think this is a very good opportunity to revitalize the German chapter of SRI, because we have I don't remember, maybe 7 or 8 members in Germany, and unfortunately we weren't able so far to propose them any activities, and this could be a very good opportunity to call them, to engage them, and
yes. I'm well connected now.
And no, just want to tell you something more. The important thing that always we tend to neglect is the organization. Organization is a lot of work, definitely. So what I just want to warn this, because with the COPUOS and ISDC and all the other things, for me it will be very much difficult.
Okay.
Sorry, I wait that Sabine, because it's important that
yes.
I think with all the work that I will have with Vienna and ISDC and everything, it will be very much difficult for me to make the same quantity of work that I did 3 years ago for when it was 2022.
Yes, but I think there it was
So
it was
just
a great result.
Just a moment. Let me
Yeah.
finish my proposal.
Yeah.
So I think I can prepare the website pages.
Yes.
Website pages inside one of our existing websites or a new one, or okay, I have still to think about that. However, I can give already the platform, but it will be essential if we can find a web developer, let me say, possibly in Germany, taking care of at least the web environment for the organization of this festival. I give the platform ready on our provider. It is the MetaNet provider.
Okay. No, that's good. So I want to make a comment. The one event we had 2 years ago, very good content, good speakers, but not enough audience. So we have to do better than that. On the funding, I think we can find a way. I can sponsor part of it. And Gary is still with us? Yes. We had discussed for a number of years of a joint event with NSS. And if from the start we declare it as a joint event with NSS, then we attract some speakers and some participants from NSS, and I'm sure you all love to come to Berlin in July. So we could do a decent event where we could target, at least 50, but possibly 100. You have the capacity to host 100 people in your beautiful amphitheater, Sabine. So if you could target that, then we could really, give back to NSS. They have invited us to the organization at ISDC, give them also the opportunity to develop NSS Europe activities.
Europe, yes. This was in our,
it
was in our programs. It was in
now let's,
2 years ago,
Gary,
2 years ago already, we were speaking with Anita Gale and
yes, exactly,
talking about making an event in Europe and to bring ahead our partnership, cooperation, and so on.
So Gary, if you could bring that to NSS as a formal proposal to try to do something. Also, we could have a tribute to Anita Gale, because get some act together. We have enough time now. We are 1 year in advance to prepare it and start discussing it at ISC and with NSS, and then announce it properly in time, and already get an organizing committee with a mix of NSS and SRI, and identifying some key speakers that we can secure are coming, and then the audience will come.
Bernard, I'm happy to support that. Underneath my portfolio is the Director of Strategic Relationships for NSS. But please be advised that the process there, proceeding from a good idea to proceeding with an ability to engage the rest of the organization is challenging at times. Okay, and I am more akin to a force ghost in NSS. I'm not in charge anymore.
But you could say actually the idea doesn't come from us. Originally, the idea came from NSS.
In 2018, in the special reception that NSS sponsored, you and I were there talking about that very thing. Making this
then
happen.
We had COVID. Then we had but now I think it's a good window. So let's work on this original idea of NSS, helping NSS to develop NSS Europe, and also supporting collaboration. SRI and NSS, our main partners in SDG 18. So I think that's, we have a lot more material actually in common with NSS after a few years, thanks to the work that you have done also with Adriano and with the SDG team. So I think that's it's a good time, and I would be happy to co-sponsor some of the costs for that, and also organization, the program we can do in advance, and the logistics. We will also put a bit more funding in the logistics, and as Sabine mentioned, a bit of registration fee, so that people get committed after they pay the registration to come and they don't cancel.
I think
okay. So
Dave Scran is the person to talk with, right?
Okay,
Gary.
Dale Scran is the senior operating officer. This is not intended to be entirely what's the most polite way of putting this? Dale Scran is a middle manager.
Yeah, he executes.
He is not a big idea guy.
Yeah.
He's not a detail guy. Okay, he is the quintessential embodiment of a middle manager.
Yeah, but I think that you know whom to talk to, Gary. I'm sure the board should be in favor.
As it stands right now, I work for the board of directors.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
Which is both a good thing. And when was the last time you had 32 different people you reported to?
Yeah. But okay. But if you could probe them and the external relation part, I mean, should be interested, because that's a part of
right. And
NSF
we have
role.
a board meeting coming up in November.
Okay.
At the Space Settlement Summit, and
Yes.
I am going to be giving a report, and I would like to include this in the report, Barnhard.
Excellent. And are there some of them coming to ISA?
I'm trying to determine how many other folks are coming to IAC, but the answer is yes. There will be multiple folks, besides myself and my wife.
Okay, so we invite them at our booth for a meeting. Yes, and maybe to the gala. Okay, excellent. So
and my wife and I are going to be at the gala as well.
Yes.
Yes. All of you must come to the gala.
Yes.
I think so. It's a good time.
Yes, excellent. Okay, so good. So can we say that we all approve this suggestion of
we have
SRI?
We have just to tell you what is going on with ACES worldwide. Sorry that Jim is gone, but we are upon a proposal made by Joe Pelton. We started to work on a program called Living in Space. That will it would be a workshop. The first thing will be a virtual 3 hours workshop in December. Then we should have an in-person workshop at Away in maybe in March 2025. And Joe Pelton has in mind even a bigger conference, maybe in 2026, always in Away, but maybe not in some other location, because the idea could be to go ahead with this program with several conferences in different parts of the world in a kind of tour. So we will discuss in a small organizing team tomorrow.
Okay.
We have a meeting tomorrow, and already a draft program circulated about the topics of this program. And I think, yes, we will have something more to discuss in the next month.
Yeah. Okay. So we need to coordinate for the joke. We had two events that were scheduled at the same time you know, on the 19th of September. So there was an event organized by Joe Pelton on planetary defense, space weather, where I contributed a Space Renaissance, actually. But it was scheduled the same day as our event for Space for All. So
you're talking
yes.
19 September 2025?
Yes. Yeah, we had an event at the same time, actually. So I had to open two Zoom sessions in parallel at the same time to be able to attend. So let's coordinate a bit better. But on this topic of collaboration with ACES, yes, I'm involved in some of this possibility of an Hawaii workshop, as we have some collaborators with Jim and so on. But that's something clearly.
September 2025 is 1 year ahead.
Yeah, that's far in the future, but yeah.
However, we have 2 professional licenses of Zoom.
Yeah.
So technically, we can do it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yes, that's what I did. I did it. Yeah, but okay. So good. So I think we have spent 2 hours. I think we have covered all the topics. Thanks, Sabine, for introducing this new one. So we all agree with this SRI and SS event for next year in July, and we try to.
So, Bernard, is this the SRI board meeting?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. If you want me to show up to it, you actually have to show me a link, and I suppose you should come up with some explanation for why I'm here. Okay.
Yes.
You can take that as an assignment to deal with it as you see fit. Okay.
Yes, but I think
that you are invited. You are invited by me.
You're invited, but
talk about the booth mainly. But I'm happy that you participated to the wall meeting because.
But thank you very much. But I would say we should have a kind of a special guest invitation to all our board meeting for Gary. Also for this link.
Figured out as appropriate.
For this link that he provides with NSS and also for other activities. So I would submit that we should systematically invite Gary to our board meeting.
Definitely.
Do you agree? Everybody agrees? So by consensus, you are part of us. Okay.
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 One
so we
more
do that
peculiar question. Okay.
Yes.
I'm looking at this flag design, and I wrote that I'm sending to the to the manufacturer, and it occurred to me that it would be possible to put a website on there. Okay, and we've got various organizational names which were a possibility, but Paul Werbos asked me to stand up a site which is called buildaworld.org, which has a series of papers intended to be organized for addressing critical problems, with respect to the Earth and space development and providing for the future for humanity. Okay, do you think we would be better off with a flag that had the URL for that, or should it be blank, or should
I think
we? I think the website of the Space 18 SDG would be the best choice.
Yeah, or Space Renaissance.
We can put more than one, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, it becomes an interesting question. Okay, as to how to do that. I'll go through and puzzle over a few different designs there.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
Thank you.
That's good. But in any case, Space Renaissance is present enough that everybody can Google and then go directly to the top page of Space Renaissance. So at least this is an easy code name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, without having to invent a new website.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can put 2 or 3 web.
Or we can put a few.
I think we can put Space Renaissance and Space 18 SDG.
Yes.
And
So, and you don't need to put the full website. I mean, if you just put the names, people can search and get the correct website.
Mhm.
Yeah.
yes.
Excellent. So I see that, okay, any urgent matter?
We have
Ah
two
oui,
more
next
points.
meeting.
2 more points. We can do it in
Yes.
a few minutes.
1
but,
minute. Yes, okay. Next point.
So the ethos program conclusion
Yes. Okay,
is
Ethos.
now extended 1 week, so it will not be the 29th of September, but
Okay.
it's October. What is the date again?
The
Ghanim?
5th, it was supposed to be in the 28th of September, but a team requested to postpone it for 1 extra week. So it will be in the 5th of September.
Okay, so this is
Ethos.
ethos.
Ethos,
What time?
yes.
So
And
we
is there?
have 3 teams now competing.
Yes,
Ghanim,
okay.
you want to say a few words about that? Or what is the situation?
Yeah, so at 4 p.m. in the 5th, they will have to submit their presentation and document for their concept ideas. And at 5 p.m. European Central Time, we will start the presentations. So we will have 3 different presentations. Each presentation is 10 minutes, including Q&A.
Okay. And the Lunar also will win. Okay,
Excellent.
good. So this is the ethos. I think it's they
Good.
are
Excellent. Well done. Huh? That's
teams
good.
working. Okay.
Connect.
And ongoing works for Copos. I think everybody knows that we have submitted a paper about the use of space resources. It was prepared by Dennis O'Brien.
Mm-hmm.
We saw it, we amended, we discussed it, and we sent to the proper persons. I think the subcommittee, the legal subcommittee, and
Okay.
and to the ONOSA director. And we should also now understand what we can do with our paper about the critical review of the Space 2030 agenda.
Yes.
We should identify who can be this paper directed, who we should send this paper. And if the discussion is open for the Space 2030 agenda or not, and if not, when it will begin opening the discussion. And also, I hope that ONGs will be allowed to propose amendments. I'm not sure of that because you know that the COPOS is made by the state members.
Yeah.
ONGs are admitted as observers, but I'm not sure if the ONGs can propose things.
Yeah, but it's good that you have a few countries that appropriate a bit our ideas. So if we can also convince a few countries, that would be, I think, the strategic.
Yeah, of course. That is maybe the same problem that it exists with the 18 SDG proposal, that we have to convince some countries to endorse.
Yes. Yeah.
But maybe it is a bit different because the 18 SDG proposal should be presented to the United Nations General Assembly.
Yeah.
That's why a state member is needed. But the discussion on the Space 2030 agenda is internal to COPOS, so it could be different.
Yeah.
We have to understand.
Yeah.
And okay, so this I think we are committed to do for the General Assembly, and we also have to understand if what we want to do for the subcommittees, for the Science and Technical Subcommittee that should meet, I think, in February, and the Legal Subcommittee that should meet in April or May. We have to identify what we want for this. It could be simply to go ahead with our promotion of the 18 SDG and the critical review of the space agenda, or we can choose some specific argument that we know that the subcommittees will discuss. So
Yeah.
also in this case, we have to understand how to move. I will put these questions to our committee SI at UN that we have.
Yeah. So clearly, as you mentioned, there are two routes, because there is already there will be a program of topics, and then within these topics we can propose a contribution, or you can also introduce it as a general statement that each NGO is allowed to do, and so already introduce this in a general statement, not attached to a specific discussion point. Okay, so we do that. I wanted also to mention, remember at some stage we were thinking to write a letter to Artemis and to International Lunar Research Station to ask them to accept NGO.
Yes.
So I did a bit of homework, and it happens that International Lunar Research Station already accept NGO.
Yes, they have some.
They have some 11 NGO at the moment. So I have discussed with some colleagues from China, actually, whether Space Renaissance could be accepted as an NGO, because we're international. And so at some stage, we could try, if you agree, to join International Lunar Research Station as NGO. But it would be interesting also in parallel to make the process with Artemis to show that we are well balanced between the two different organizations.
And that is,
I am absolutely supportive of going through and pulling that maneuver, and I'd love to go through and introduce that request in NASA headquarters.
Yeah,
because we have to understand, because to Artemis,
and the State Department
could be a little bit more complicated to be admitted at Artemis, because they don't have NGOs as far as I know.
At all, yes.
So maybe, Gary, you could investigate somehow?
I can, because there's, particularly in light of the things like the Lunar Surface Innovation Consortium and, and Cosmic and Logic. This is absolutely in keeping with what this notion of a cooperative and collaborative and competitive environment, that narrative. So I have already made that pitch for the LunaNet codicils associated with Artemis and the space the SCAN office, the Space Communications and Navigation Office, has been working. I was at the meeting that was convened by the White House to address the broader coordination issues here. So there is an opportunity, and we can we have a case for it, and I will indeed investigate further.
Okay.
Excellent. Very good.
Excellent. By the way, as you know, there is in December there is a Lunar Resources 2024 Congress in Miami, 16-17 December. Are you going, Gary?
I do not know the answer to that at this point in time. I have got my head down, working on.
There are plenty of industry represented
between now and November 1st. I have every day of my life is committed.
Yeah, but from SRI, if one of you would want to represent SRI, it's expensive. It's $800 for 2 days, but maybe it's worthwhile to have one of us, representing. So look if you have interest. On the topic of architecture working group, you have mentioned that there could be a nice synergy between MVA and SRI. I mean, we are the architecture group, and Gary, you are the chair of the MVA architecture working group now,
right?
You're not only vice president, so we could do a joint team. And so, for instance, Werner and Jerry, he has also some nice architecture ideas, like with Island Zero, and so some of this concept. Okay, maybe this could reinforce a bit the joint team.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Lagrange Factory is the project.
Yeah. And I have also a few.
Werner will present it at IAC.
Exactly. Yes. So I think that yes, so let's revitalize each of the group, because of course in NVA John Mankins left, so there is a lot of work still to continue.
That is true. Also, from a IAF standpoint, I ended up as the co-chair of the Space Habitats Committee. So, and we're going through, and we have, in partnership with the Space Systems Committee, we control the paper selection.
That's good. You know, this Space Habitat Committee at EF, I am a founder. It was before, but it was run by 3 ladies for a few years.
I understand.
But okay, they are very good. Okay, excellent, Gary. So it's also important to make the link with the Space Habitat Committee and how we can contribute from Space Renaissance, MVA, and NSS. Yeah.
Yep.
Super. So we will meet in Milano for this committee. Yeah. So we covered all the points. Next meeting?
I think, yes, we can close.
So next meeting, what is the date planned for the board? Let's mark a date so that.
Yes, we have a planned date. It's not too distant, because this meeting of today
was postponed. Yes,
was not scheduled.
Yeah, but okay, but it's very useful. So we want to do something before ISE.
I'm going to see, just a moment. The board is 19 November.
Oh, okay. So
19 November.
So we don't have anything in October. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, 19 November.
Yes.
Sorry, board. We have this Space Tech in Bremen. Okay, but if you 21,
That's
so we
already on my calendar.
Okay. So we keep that for the moment. So unless there is a big disruption, okay, we keep this date. Okay. So I think a good time to close. We have nobody from Asia now. It would be super late for them. But okay, thank you very much. I think it was quite useful. And so if Adriano, if you just make a list of actions, we don't need a full transcript, but just list of actions that were decided and we update it.
Yeah,
and then...
but okay. We have, however, we have the transcript and we have the chat and we have the recorded.
Yeah, but the transcript, we never have the time to read the transcript and stuff. But a few bullets where who is in action. So I know we have some action on you to send the announcement for the gala. Action on Gary to send to the partner of the booth exhibition. Okay, what is the status and the call for contribution and funding?
I will add Gary to the group of the board, however.
Group. And yes, and Gary is our
yourself and a permanent invited to
permanent invited. Okay.
Until we can maybe co-opt you in the board before the next Congress. I don't know.
Yeah. But already now as a special liaison with NSS and with the ISC and so on. Yeah. Okay. Excellent. Okay, all the best. Good night.
Wait. Maybe we can use the next Space Renaissance Art and Science Festival the Sunday for the SRI Congress to come together.
We are talking about what
I don't. Can you repeat, please?
Also maybe if we have next year the Space Renaissance Art and Science Festival, and last year the Sunday everyone wants to travel back, but maybe we can take it to do our SRI Congress on Sunday.
I mean, in any case, of course.
And all people are there, and we can do that.
Yes, but it is scheduled in 2026.
Ah, yeah. Okay.
Congress.
Yeah.
And we need at least 6 months of preparation, to make the call for papers and all these kind of things.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think it's a good point to have an assembly of SRI and see where we are with the plan of action that we had set 4 years ago. And so before we do the Congress in 25, what is the status? Yes.
Yeah, so we could meet as SRI members too in Berlin.
Of course.
It would be a nice opportunity.
Yes, we can have a general assembly, however, even
yes.
For example, on Sunday.
Yes. Oh, yes. Okay, we'll figure out the exact number of days we will need and who is available. Okay, all the best.
Okay, all the best.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.